Wait. Good. Good boy. Well, that was a good walk. So it's about 50 outside. I'm in Connecticut, for new viewers that don't know. And usually when it warms up, I take Gideon twice a day outside. And he absolutely loves it. He could walk all day if he wanted to. He just loves being outside, even if it's sitting in the backyard and watching the birds. So I thought to myself as I was walking, I'm like, why don't I just do a video on, you know, walking, why your dog likes to be outside so much? Like, what scientifically is the reason why they need to be outside? Granted, some dogs are like people where they'd rather just be inside. But for the most part, they need to be outside and get that fresh air. But there's other reasons too. So I thought I'd do a video on it. Let's get into it and we'll talk about it. So I thought while I was telling you some facts that I found, I thought I'd take you along with us for our walk that we had earlier. Yeah, so you know what? Even though some people don't like to be outdoors so much, they still need to have that sun and fresh air, and even like the sounds of like water or the wind, a light wind. It can be very therapeutic. So, but you know, you think, okay, so why does my dog smell my crotch, and why is his nose so wet? Or sometimes you may catch your dog dragging his butt on the ground. You know what I mean? Why do they do these things? And they actually are linked to them being outside. Pretty cool, huh? Let me explain why. So there's a couple of reasons why when I did my own research, again, I'm not a veterinarian, and I'm not a professional at anything. This is just my research. Your dog may be different and may have certain needs, but for the most part, overall, this is why a dog should be outside. One is, you know, obviously for physical activity, you know, whether it's walking or playing a game outside or whatever they like to do, playing fetch. It's social interaction with people and with other animals. Mental stimulation, whether it's the sights, sounds, or smells. It helps them prevent boredom, and it also keeps them engaged. But also, it's their natural instinct, you know, and to relieve themselves. They, of course, you know, they have to go out. You have to go to the bathroom outside, so they, you know, it's their natural instinct to go outside and want to do that. So, yeah. So here's some of the other reasons: is it improves health, like their immunity. It aids in digestion, just like us when we go for walks. It helps our digestion, and it's the same thing with dogs. Also, you know, speaking of when your dog drags his butt on the ground, um, check with your veterinarian, of course, but usually it's because of their anal glands. And when they walk outside, they actually release some of their anal glands before they use the bathroom. And everything that they're smelling and seeing and stuff like that, it helps relieve those glands a little bit so they don't get filled up. So if you don't take your dog outside, they can get obesity, which can end up they can end up with diabetes and joint pain, other health problems that could be associated with that. It also helps their endurance, for, you know, them being outside and, you know, walking up hills and stuff like that. That can help with their endurance and help their heart. If they're inside all the time, they actually can get destructive behaviors. They could do some chewing, you know, chewing things that they shouldn't, digging and clawing at the rugs and the floor, also excessive barking, and also stress and anxiety can occur. So it's important that they need to explore their surroundings. Also, humans only have 6 million olfactory receptors in their nose, whereas dogs have 300 million. So that's 10,000 to 100,000 times stronger than an average human. That's pretty impressive. Also, a large part of a dog's brain is dedicated to detecting and processing smells. They can detect low concentrations of smell, to a single part per trillion. That's pretty defined. Also, a wet nose of the dog can capture scent particles, which makes it more efficient. Dogs can be trained to smell cancer by smelling the skin, the body fluid, or someone's breath. They can also smell sadness and stress, as well as fear and anxiety. They actually can smell it by the adrenaline levels, by someone's sweat, or through their breath. That's why dogs can alert their owners if their blood sugar's too low, if they're diabetic, or if the owner is about to have a seizure. They can also smell migraines that may come along, and also a woman who is pregnant. Now, this was really interesting. Now, it depends on the wind and also the experience of the dog, but a dog can track their owner as far as 11 miles away. So, anyway, I thought all those facts that I learned was pretty interesting. You know, it really kills me. It really saddens me when I see people that, you know, they have like those small dogs, those little ones, and they're like, "Oh, you know, I just give it a pee pad and it stays inside." It's a shame because dogs, they need to be outside. I know with Gideon, I find that I'm really sorry. I'm trying not to say so much. I find that when I take Gideon outside, he is more calm and he sleeps better and he doesn't bark as much. You know what I mean? I mean, granted, people walk by, they bark, or if someone comes in my door, he'll bark. But for the most part, he doesn't just bark just because he's bored. And that's what's important. He's ready for a nap. Ah, who knows? Maybe he's smelling that I'm getting a cold. Who knows? I don't feel like it, but it's really funny because he was smelling um Bill. He was smelling Bill's eye not too long ago. And Bill wasn't feeling that great, but he was, he felt something coming along, but he wasn't sure. And Gideon kept smelling one of his eyes. And sure enough, it wasn't less than a week, Bill ended up getting a cold and pink eye. So he really can, he probably smelt it before Bill even got it. You know what I mean? So someone's walking by. Hey, thank you for that. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. I hope the facts that I gave you are informative. It's things that I certainly didn't know. And also, it's just so important for your dog to be outside. I like to take Gideon out at least 15 minutes twice a day for walking. And then, like, he just smells in the yard and stuff when he has to use the bathroom. So, I will talk to you soon with a video coming up again, and I will talk to you later.